Hi punters and welcome to a Saturday racing preview. Of course, in this video we'll be looking at Rosehill. Having already done the Caulfield card, go and check out that video if you haven't already. Also, if you haven't done so, go and have a look at my social media pages, CLane_racing tips on Instagram, and also CLane, then spacebar racing tips on Facebook for all the tips, including midweekers. I do a couple of midweek ones as well, so keep an eye on that. So getting into the meeting tomorrow at Rosehill, look at a heavy 8 at this stage. The rain's come down a bit in Sydney. Be interesting. So I'm looking to work within that soft to heavy range. Looks like there's, from what I've seen, there's some better weather there, so maybe the track might dry out a little bit. But we've done the form based off heavy to soft track. So look at the first race on the card is a Tabway Highway Class 2 handicap. Look at the speed map here. I'd say Assault and Battery will find the top and find the top pretty easy. Yarran Up Flying and Eurosay might go towards the front. So usually in highways it's a lot of good tempo, but I actually see this one really suiting the front runners here. But I do really like the chance of number 7 Scarlet Missile, Glenn Boss on board. I thought it was a really good run last time out behind Pat Snipper. For a highway race, the form out that's been quite good, so I'm happy to go with it on top. It never really hasn't missed a placing in 5 starts of its 6 this prep, so I'm pretty happy to go with it each way. So I've got it on top. I find it landing in a good spot with it, despite not much speed in the race. I think it would be sitting just in behind them and might be able to get over top of them late. To beat number 1 Assault and Battery, now this horse has been in the market a couple of times now in these highway races, and last time out probably had a bit of an excuse, pulled up with a bit of a problem there. Prior to that, it was pretty good behind Juliet, and then of course won a nice race at Goulburn there. So this horse got a good chance. Does get through the soft going. Heavy, it's only the one start in the heavy track, and it placed as well. So I think it'll get through the going, no worries. So I've got it in for second. In for third, I've got number 3, Girls Are Ready. This horse does get through the heavy ground, so 3 starts on it for 2 wins. Second up stats are good. I thought it was pretty good last time at Canberra on the synthetic track there. So I really like that run. Happy to give it a good chance in for third. Then in for fourth, number 5, Lady Demi. Of course, a really good run last time out. It was really unlucky. Looked like it was about to get through and get right into the race and just got held up at a key stage. Prior to that, the form was really good behind Irish Songs and Sassini in highway races there. Does get through the soft going, so 3 starts for 2 placings. Never tried on a heavy, so a little bit of a query there. If it was perhaps in a little bit better conditions, I'd be a bit more confident about it. But recapping the numbers on the highway race, the first of the card, I do like number 6, 7 Scarlet Missile on top at each way odds to beat number 1 Assault and Battery. And for third, in for second, number 3 Girls Are Ready. And for fourth, I like number 5 Lady Demi. Race number 2 on the card, 1500 metre, fillies and mares, benchmark 78. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say that Helga will inside barrier to find the top. Maybe Song and Prayer might go forward as well. Slow burn and Semi Exceed, horses that might go forward just to be in more prominent position. So not a whole lot of speed in this race, but even still, I really want to go with the class horse here, and it's number 4 Zalate resuming for Chris Waller. And Hugh Bowman in the saddle. It's had a 120-day break, well, 119 if you want to be exact. Looking at its form last prep, looking at group company races and 3-year-old races, and that's far superior to what it faces here. I mean, first up last prep was 2.7 lengths off Nikita Jane. That was a top run over the 1400 metres. And then you're looking at runs behind, Group 2 behind Very Elegant. Of course, that was on a heavy track that day. Then it went up to 2,000 metres, 5 lengths off Oliferous in a Group 3. Then it was 6.3 lengths off Princess Jenny at Morphettville in a Group 1 there, 2,000 metre race. So, I mean, looking at some really good form lines. It doesn't really, prefers to be on top of the ground, this horse, I'm convinced, but has had a win on a soft track before. Only had the one start in a heavy where it failed, but it was in a Group 2 race by Very Elegant who brained him that day. So I've got to give this horse a good chance despite the heavy conditions. I think it's just the class of the race. And at $5.50 and $2.20 the place, it's pretty good each way play for me. So I'm happy to have it on top to beat number 5 Helga. I thought it was okay last time. It just got pressured a fair bit in that race. Was beaten by Kunamara on that occasion. That horse is flying at the moment. Obviously a bit of a step up, facing a bit better opposition here, but some of them are coming out of the same race. So, and I think this horse will dictate the terms, and if it does so, it will give a good kick and prove hard to run down. So I've got it in for second. In for third, number 1 Re-Edit. Of course, got to find a new jockey now. Sam Clinton's out. First up stats terrific though. It's had 2 starts for 2 wins. Gets through a heavy track, has a win on it. So I think this horse got a good chance. It's got to carry a lot of weight into this race. Just if it get an apprentice, it'll still be carrying 59 kilos. So but I do give it a nice chance. In for fourth, I like number 6, See Me Exceed. I thought this horse ran well last time out. Actually, sorry, not See Me Exceed. I like number 7, Wimler. Sorry, got my numbers wrong there. Number 7, Wimler, I think can improve off the back of its last start run, which is a little bit disappointing, but gets back onto the soft to heavy going here where it relishes in those conditions. Had 2 starts on a soft for a win and a placing, and 1 start on a heavy for 1 win. So this horse will be much improved getting onto rain affected going. And then I did have number 6, See Me Exceed. I just liked its run last time out, but the only thing for me is it's 3 starts on a soft track for no wins, no placings, and never tried it at a heavy. So a bit of a query there. I do give a bit of a chance to number 12, The Promise, as well, at the $18 down the bottom of the weights. Doesn't mind soft going and was pretty good last time out behind Valentino Rossi, having a quick 7-day backup as well. So I do like its chances. To recap the numbers on race number 2, I do like, I'm quite keen on number 4, Zalate at each way odds here. It's paying $2.20 to place, $5.50 to win. Think it'll be the one to beat. To beat number 5, Helgo. In for second. In for third, number 1, Re-Edit. And in for fourth, I like number 7, Wimler. Race number 3, benchmark 78 over 1,500 metres. Look at the speed map here. I'd say that Matt Maker, Irakanji, Thy Kingdom Come will be prominent. So Shock Alert will try and get forward, as with Denawi, Bart from the outside. So a lot of speed in this race, and I think it'll set up really nicely. I can't believe I'm doing this again, but I've got to give it one last shot because just for me, this race, it sets up perfectly for it. It's number 11, Adana, carrying the 53.5 kilos in this race. So again, it's right down in the weights. I know it's been 2 horror shows. Its first 2 starts is prep, but I've just got to stick with it. I've got to give it a great chance, especially here with all the speed in the race. I think it just will suit it perfectly. It's going to have every opportunity to win here this time round. Comes back from the Kensington track. Sorry, not the Kensington track. Just give me a second. From the Randwick track last week. So it's having the quick 7-day backup here into this race, which shows a bit of intent. I just think that this horse, again, in the benchmark 78, it's just got to be a great chance. And the way that the speed map plays out, I think this horse just gets the perfect opportunity. It will get the rain affected going, which I think it is much better suited to. It's had 2 starts for a win and a placing. Of course, only win on a soft track. Gets back onto that sort of going here. I think it's got every chance to win this time around. $4 and $1.80 to win, which has just been backed in. I just saw it at $4.20 there, so a bit of a bet there. But I do just think it's going to give it a great chance to win again here. Got to just stick with it one last time and giving it one more chance. Even for second, I don't mind the chance number 13, Weekend Affair. I can't believe this horse is $34 odds and $8 to place. I could definitely entertain having each way go at it. It was pretty good last time out, finishing third behind the Avenger. That race was pretty good lined up to this one. On heavy tracks, it's had 4 starts for a win and a placing, so definitely gets through the heavy going. It's had 1 placing at the track before as well, so I think this horse is massively over the odds at $34, so I've got it in for second. In for third, of the on-speed runners, I think Thy Kingdom Come, number 2, will run a good race. It was only just run down last time out by the Bolter Iron Vinny at the Randwick Kensington track. Gets through the soft going. It's had 1 start and heavy for no placings, but I don't think that's too much of a worry with James McDonald in the saddle. I think it'll run a good race. And the other horse that loves the heavy conditions is number 1, Palathronius. So if it stays in the heavy conditions, I'll probably bump it into third. At this stage, I'm not sure if they'll drop it down to a soft 7 or 6. If they do that, I'll keep Palathronius out at 4th. But if it stays that heavy range and I get plenty of rain, it'll be bumped up my numbers. I think $9 and $3 the place. You could definitely entertain having a go at that as well. So recapping the numbers on race number 3. Pretty good race this. Number 11, Adana on top. Going to give it one more chance getting the soft going here. I think it's going to be, or soft to heavy going, I think it will be much more improved and gets every opportunity to win this race this time round. To beat number 13, Weekend Affair, just massively over the odds. In for third, number 2, Thy Kingdom Come, and in for fourth, number 1, Palathronius. Race number 4, 1,000 metres, benchmark 78. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say that Ulasaba will go forward, as will Monsieur Sisu. Say that Narwell will be prominent, probably sit just in behind the speed. I'd say Missy Bill might get forward, and Decrew will definitely get forward as well. So a little bit of speed in this race. Look, I'm very interested in a runner here, and it's just, for me, it's form leading in. Nothing too flashy, but its trials have been very, very good, and it's ran in some nice races over longer distance. But just the big go at this horse really intrigues me. 2,000 metres first up, and it's number 11, Heart of Grace. I've just got to give it a chance. It's been from $34 and $4, so it's been massively supported. Still paying $1.85 to play, so I think it's a good each way play. And its trials leading were really good. It actually looked quite sharp, and the trainer here has actually come across from WA to train this horse. So this is the only horse he is training at the moment, so it has to have a good opinion of it. So I've got to give it a great chance to win here, just off the back of the heavy amount of support on it. To beat number 8, Humboldt Current, who was really good last time out at Flemington on a heavy track, gets that heavy track once again here. I think it'll relish and do well again. Steam up 2,000 metres as well is a big bonus. It's never run over the distance here in Australia, and I did say I've always wanted to wait for this horse to hit that sort of distance range. I think it's just really ideal. So if you're going to have a play at that, wouldn't blame you either. I think they're the two that'll be difficult to beat. Number 5, Costello, was pretty unlucky last time out, but there's never placed on a heavy track from 2 starts. A bit of a query there, but if it can run like it did last time out, it'll run a good race again. And then in for 4th, number 2, The Good Fight, another import here that's come across from New Zealand. Will relish the conditions, no troubles at all. This is a Group 2 performer at Ellerslie last prep before going on a break, and was really good winning over the 1,400 metres at a benchmark 82 over there. Comes in here into a benchmark 78, 2,000 metres for second up in its preparation. First up here in Australia, Hugh Bowman in. Just got to deal with that wide barrier, but I think it's got to be a good chance to the each way odds as well. So recap the numbers on race number 4. I do like number 11, Heart of Grace on top, as they're going to respect the betting move, and also the trials leading have been quite good, so I think this horse might be ready to go. In for second, number 8, Humboldt Current. In for third, I like number 5, Costello. And in for fourth, number 2, The Good Fight. Race number 5, here's the San Domenico Group 3 for the 3-year-olds. Looking at the speed map here, I'd say that Anna Heat will find the top. Bivouac and Catch Me will be not far behind, so not a whole lot of speed in this race. I think it'll just... you can't go against Bivouac here. It's in $1.50 now that Dubious has come out, so it's very short. So probably the ideal play is multing it up into something else, but I just can't see it being beaten, backed off, based off its last start performance. That was just terrific at Caulfield, beating Separate by 4.3 lengths. Relishes the wet going. If anything, probably goes better, so it's going to be scary to see what this horse can do to this opposition. There's some really good talent in this race, so I'm not giving away the chances of exceedance. I think this horse is a real talent, and it showed us that last time out with 2 nice wins, and its recent trial by Ball Muscle was really good. So I'm interested to see how this horse goes. Just never tried on soft or heavy going. If it was on top of the ground, I'd give it a better chance, and if there was a little bit more speed in the race. In the third, number 4, Anahid. Now this horse does get through the wet conditions. Was obviously first up, tried it at the Rosebud, finished last on that occasion. I just feel like it might be better improved off that run. I'm willing to give it one more chance, especially considering, look at the speed map, I'd say it'll get all the favours in the front. And even fourth, number 1, Yes, Yes, Yes. Big opinion of this horse, but again, I think it's better on top of the ground than going through the heavy. But its trials leading in have been quite good. Last preparation, looking at obviously a Golden Slipper and beat Bellevue Hill in a Group 2, so it's definitely up to give it being a winning chance here. But just to recap my numbers, look, I think that number 3, Bivouac, will be extremely hard to beat. $1.50 is very short, but I'll be looking at maybe multi that into something else later on in the card that's at nice odds as well. Number 6, Exceedance in for second. In for third, number 4, Anahid. In for fourth, number 1, Yes, Yes, Yes. Race number 6, Group 3. This is the Premier's Cup over the 900 metres. Look at the speed map here. There's a lot of interesting runners here. I'd say Wolf will find the top. Come Play With Me will be up with it. Moani Machine won't be far off, as will Grey Lion. Wu Gok will obviously be greater benefited from the heavy conditions, and we'll be looking to push forward with the inside barrier also, I would have thought. So, interesting race here. For me, look, I am keen to play number 5, Come Play With Me. Recent trials have been... its recent trial was excellent at Rosehill on speed. Loves the wet going. It's had 3 starts on a soft track for 2 wins and a placing. It's had one start and a heavy for a win. It's coming off, 5 wins in a row over there in WA. It's now with Chris Waller. I think this horse is a serious chance here. It's got $4.80, $1.90 to place. Happy to play each way with not a whole lot of speed in the race, so I've got it on top. To be number 8, Mighty Machine, who I thought was just massive over the odds, and I've seen it went out at 100 to 1. Backed into 34s here. Recent trial was pretty good by Come Play With Me. It really got through the line nicely. I'm willing to forgive that last start run at Flemington. Prior to that, it was really good beating Pacadali at Sandown. I think it will get through the wet conditions really well. It's a one start and heavy for a placing, so I think it's a great chance at the bottom of the odds at 53 kilos. Bottom of the weights there at very nice odds. Number 6, Girl Tuesday, gets in for third. Loved its first up performance, so I tipped in at $16 last on that occasion. It won really nicely. Only a little query, it's had one start and a heavy for where it hasn't won, so just a bit of a query on the conditions, but we're getting that soft range, so 3 starts on the soft for 2 wins, so second up, all stats are also quite good with a win from 2. So I've got to give it a bit of a chance. In for fourth, number 10 Woo Gok. Just think with the conditions, it'll suit it perfectly. It's had 9 starts on a heavy track for 5 wins and a placing. Willing to forgive that last start effort by Wolf. Think can turn the tables, getting onto the heavier ground here. So looking a bit of a watch on number 4 Sweet Thomas. I think this horse for Matt Smith has got a lot of ability. Was really impressed with its trials recently. Just think it might be looking for a bit further. I'll be looking back at second up if it gets up to that 2,200 plus mark. So a bit of a watch first up. But recap the numbers on race number 6. Look, I do like number 5, Come Play With Me, on top. To beat number 8, Moani Machine, who I just thought was massively over the odds. In for third, number 6, Girl Tuesday. And in for fourth, number 10, Woo Gok. Race number 7, Group 3, Dynasty Quality. Here, looking at the speed mapper for the 3-year-olds. A lot of speed in this race. I'd say Saturn Rain Academy will go forward from inside barriers. Mystery Trick Savoury will get forward. Say Quit Thinker, the New Zealander, might get quite prominent. So there's a little bit of speed in this race. Look, for me, I'm quite keen at having a play at number 6, Maddie Rocks here. I thought she was terrific last time out. Was only beaten by a very good horse in Pandemic. Second up will be much improved here. The heavy tracks is a little bit of a concern for me. It's never been tried on a wet track, so I'm just a bit of a concern with that. So yeah, I've got Matty Rocks on top ahead of number 5 Subado, who I think will be suited by a lot of speed in the race as well. Once again, hasn't been tried on a heavy track either, so a bit of a query there, but like what I've seen so far in its 2 wins to suggest it'll go close here. One horse that we know will get through the going is number 2 Quick Thinker. This horse is a real interesting runner. Baker Forsman have 2 over here, but we know the New Zealanders generally get through the heavy going, so got to give it a good chance. Hugh Bowman in the saddle. Then in for fourth, sorry, I'm just having a quick look. In for fourth, look, I do like the chance of Academy. I think if it is left line in front, Tim Clark gets the ride, it'll be hard to beat. Obviously, it's undefeated. It's had a win on a soft track, so we know it'll get through the wet going. But for me, yeah, it's a tough race. So I'm happy to have number 6, Matty Rocks, based on the form. But with a heavy track, with a lot of these, it's just a bit of a guessing game. Number 5, Subadar in for second. In for third, number 2, Quick Thinker. And in for fourth, number 4, Academy. Race number 8, benchmark 88 over the 1200 metres. Now, I really do like this race. This for a benchmark 88 is very good. Look at the speed map here. I'd say Hawkbury and Her, You Make Me Smile, Piracy will get forward. Grey Worm will be prominent up there. Mr. Songman will be looking to get forward. All Too Royal might use the inside barrier, not get too far back, but then again, last time out it did come from a long way back to win. Desert Lord might be on the pace as well, so a fair bit of speed in this race. And as such, look, I just want to give this horse a good chance each way. I was first up. I was willing to sort of give it a bit of a watch with all the speed in the race, and now we're onto a heavy track. I think this horse will go through it nicely. It's number 6, Beau Ideal, across from France. Now James Cummings. James Cummings is a huge opinion of this horse, so I think it's going to be a great chance. There's 2 trials leading in, have been good. I think it's ready to go. I know it's come off a 430-day break, but its form's much better than this. It'll get through the wet going, so now that we are on a heavy track, I've bumped it up in my order to get, I think it'll just be a great chance on the heavy track at the $12, $3.60 the place. I'm willing to have a good play at it. So I've got it on top to beat number 5, You Make Me Smile, who of course gets a heavy track this time around. Once again, it was a little bit disappointing last time out up the Flemington Straight. I gave it a good chance there, but of the on-speed runners, I think it might be the one that'll be hard to run down. $6 odds, I think is a nice play. Number 12 for Seeker, give it a good chance resuming here. Does get through the heavy. It's had 1 star on it for a win and 1 star in a place for a win. Obviously undefeated. Its recent trial by Parada was terrific, so I think this horse might be ready to go, and got to give it a good chance of $4, $20.85 to place. The other one I've got to give it a nice chance to is number 7, Desert Lord. I mean, this horse could be anything. Doesn't mind the wet conditions. Never had a start in a heavy though, so it's a bit of a concern. And there's a lot of speed in the race, which is my only concern. But this horse, I like that they've won and they spelled it again. They've brought it back out here now for spring. I think they've recognised the Hawks team that this has a lot of ability, and I think they're getting it right with this horse now. So if it can show up and show us what we know it can do, it'll be very hard to beat. Look, leaving All Too Royal out, just got to carry a lot of weight. I know that win was so impressive last time out, but it gets on a heavy track here. Just with 59 kilos, I was willing to look outside of it as well as Mr. Songman. But very open race in race number 8. But I'm happy to take number 6 Bio Ideal. I just think it's got a real class edge here. And with the wet conditions, I think it'll be much better suited first up here. I'd like to take it each way odds. To beat number 5, You Make Me Smile. And for second, and for third, number 12 for Seeker, and for fourth, number 7, Desert Lord. Look, bit of a chance. Hawk Brown Herd's got a chance. I mean, she's rock hard fit now. Gets through the wet conditions. Never had to go on a heavy, but's had 2 wins on the soft track for 2 starts for 2 wins. Sorry, it's got a chance. Also give a bit of a chance. Number 14, Grey Worm, who was a little bit disappointing first up when as favourite. Then was recent trial beat Arcadia Queen. Was very good in that trial, but again for me, a lot of speed in the race. Has never been tried on a heavy track. Just a bit of a query there, but very good race. Race number 8. Race number 9, final race of the card over 1100 metres, benchmark 78. Look at the speed map here. I'd say that Master Ash, Sheriff will be prominent. I'd say that God of Thunder. They may choose to go forward in this horse, but based off what it did last time out, where it came from back in the field, I'd suggest they'll take it back and look to run home. Black Magnum, Bombarding, ISO Rich, they'll all get forward, as will Spanish Dream. So there's a bit of speed in this race. Look, I've got to be with number 9, God of Thunder again here. It was a really terrific run last time out. I had it on top, and it was very unlucky not to win. Had to weave its way through. I thought it was a terrific run. We'll get through the heavy going, no worries. Had a place on it from one start, so happy to be on top. Ahead of number 14, Way Up in the Sky. I have a big opinion of this horse, and I thought first up was okay. I mean, I was with Vivaro at Newcastle and thought I had the money there, but Way Up in the Sky's class just shone through there over the 900 metres. I think it'll be much improved stepping up here to the 1100 metres. I think it'll run a good race, especially from an inside barrier. And of the on-speed runners, it'll be the one that'll stick on. In for third, number 5, Blue Roche. Bit of an interest in this horse. The Snowdens have overtaken it from Matt Laurie, of course. This horse has got a lot of ability. I mean, looking at genuine group form coming into here. Its recent trial on Libertini was terrific. I mean, and we saw what Libertini did last week, so the form out of that's pretty good. Then in for fourth, number 8, Roosevelt. Give it a bit of a chance coming out of the heavy going here. It's had 2 starts on it for a win and a placing. Thought its recent run where it was favourite, beaten by what could be only narrowly, was pretty good. Recent trial was just okay, but I think it's just a bit of a tick over trial there. So happy to have it in the numbers in for fourth. So recapping the numbers on race number 9, number 9, God of Thunder on top. To beat number 14, Way Up in the Sky, and for third, number 5, Blow Roche, and for fourth, number 8, Roosevelt. Look, give a bit of a chance to Master of Ash. It's probably the class horse of this race. Just a little bit of a query here onto the heavy track, but and first up off a bit of a break. It was a little bit disappointing last prep, and the trials have just been okay, albeit behind good gallopers in Elite and Sunlight. So just a bit of a query there. Wouldn't mind your back end, especially with Josh Parra and Saddle if it finds the front. We know he's a great front-running rider. But for me, yeah, look, bit of an open race, but I was very keen to go with God of Thunder. So recapping best bets of the Rosehill card. Well, let's just have a quick look. Look, I like number 4, Zalate at each way odds. It is each way odds, but it is a best bet for me at $5.50 and $2.20 the place. Really like its chances. Look, I'm not going to make number 11 a data a best bet. I don't think I'll be doing that. But look, the other one, I mean, number 3, Bivouac is a very, very good bet. I think it'll be extremely hard to beat, but $1.50. Look, I might look at something else there. Look, I think probably my other best bet of the card will be race number 6, number 5, Come Play With Me. Again, each way odds of $4.80 and $1.90 the place, but I think it's a very hard horse to beat. Best each way play. God of Thunder will be very hard to beat in the last as well. So maybe, you know what, we'll switch around. Race number 9, number 9, God of Thunder as a best bet. And in race number 6, we'll go with number 5, Come Play With Me, and each way play at $4.80, $1.90 the place. The other best each way play for me, look, I didn't have too many in the cards, so just got to find. Look, I'll go with race number 8 and number 6, Bo. I do think I run a good race at $12, $3.60 the place. So there you go. Thanks for tuning in, punters. If you haven't already done so, go check out my Caulfield Memsey Stakes preview. And also stay tuned. I'll bring out another video just giving my best bets from around the tracks. It'll be a very quick one. So good luck if you're following tomorrow. Happy punting. If you haven't already done so, check out my social media channels where I'll be uploading all my tips. But yes, good luck if you're having to play tomorrow. Spring's getting close and we'll continue to bank build tomorrow. So good luck and thanks for following.